what if there was a drug that could enhance you, make you smarter, make you able to access all parts of your brain, make you able to recall anything that you've ever learned anywhere or seen at any time, and use that and organize it, and keep it straight. What if there's the premise here is, we only use 10% of our minds. What if there's a drug that could use all of it and use every memory, to our advantage, and basically make you smarter? And that's the premise of Limitless. It's a thriller directed by Neil Berger, uh, based on a novel called The Dark Fields by Alan Glynn. It stars Bradley Cooper as like a struggling slash failed writer who is not doing very well in life, and he runs into his ex brother-in-law who gives him this secret experimental drug that does just that. And he takes the drug and he writes his first novel in a matter of 4 days, and it's a good book. And you know he decides like he needs this drug. I mean, who wouldn't? And he must get more, and he keeps doing it. He gets his hand on a whole supply of it, and he starts doing other things besides just writing, because he realizes that he sees the world and he sees everything so clearly. He sees all the pieces. He starts doing all sorts of stuff. I mean, he learns how to play piano in a day. He picks up other languages. He starts playing the stock market, and he's very successful at it because he sees all the angles. And from there, I mean, there are a few things that happen. I don't want to spoil anything, but of course, other people are aware that this drug exists, and there are, and they want it, and it's hard to get, and there are side effects. So that's all I'll really say. I won't spoil it more than that. But I thought it was a really fun movie, especially the first half of it, like the early parts when he's discovering these new powers of his mind, and he goes from being this guy who couldn't pay the rent, his hair's all messed up. He's basically your typical writer, and to being this guy who's wearing like these nice suits and mingling with rich people and becoming very successful. Writes a book in a couple days, and I just thought that was a blast, and I was obviously could relate to it. I think anyone could relate to this story. Would want this drug. But me even more like as a struggling writer myself, I was able to. I was like, man, I want that drug, and so it was a lot of fun to see him, doing all this stuff. Then when it takes the darker turns and some of the stuff at the end, it's still good. I just felt like I don't know. I felt like that the ending, it goes in kind of a weird direction, but it's kind of logical when you think about it. But it just feels a little rushed. It feels a little messy once the movie starts getting going. It's just a little messy. Some things are not explained that well. Some things are a little confusing at the end. I don't want to go into specifics because I don't want to ruin anything, but I think they could have, I don't know, polished the second half a bit more. But that said, I mean, the movie's very fun. Even in the second half. Um, I really like the directing by Neil Berger, the only thing I've seen of his before is The Illusionist, which I didn't like at all, but he does really good directing here. Like, it's very stylish. I like the way that he shows how people on this drug perceive the world. He just has a lot of flashy ways of doing it. And here, it's not just being stylish or flashy just to be stylish or whatever. It has its reasons. But yeah, he just very creatively shows off what this drug does. Um, I thought Bradley Cooper was really good in it. Like, I think the only thing I've seen him in before was like the Hangover movies and maybe a couple other things, but it was usually kind of like comedic roles or whatever, or he usually kind of plays one type of role, which is like the kind of like you know the kind of guy that he kind of plays in parts of this and in the Hangover and stuff, kind of like the suave guy or whatever. But here, like at the beginning, he very convincingly plays a writer, and it's not just the makeup and hair that they do on him. Like he he's socially awkward and stuff. Kind of stumbles over his words a little bit here and there. I thought he did a great job, as that, and then switching over into his enhanced version of himself, he did very good in that. Uh, there's a few other sides he gets to show off here. I don't, like I said, I'm trying not to spoil anything. Um, there's a cool like kind of villain guy that takes some he borrows some money from to get started with the stock market. It's like this I want to say Russian guy. I don't know. He has an accent, but I don't want to give away anything with him. But he's kind of fun in it. Robert De Niro is in it as like this financial or CEO guy. It's not explained that well, but he's in charge of some company. He's like this big Wall Street guy or whatever, but he's in charge of some company. So that's the thing. It's not explained that well who Robert De Niro even really is. Um, Maybe I'm stupid or something, but I just don't feel like they explained him well enough. Which goes to my point about the movie being a little bit messy in certain areas. But Robert De Niro is in it as this guy, and he like hires Bradley Cooper for basically financial advice and advice with a merger that he's trying to set up. He's not in it as much as you would think from the previews. I'd say Robert De Niro maybe has 10 minutes in the movie, but he has kind of a big role in a way in the end, I guess. I don't know. Overall, like I said, from the strength of like its great premise, this movie is a lot of fun, and it's fun to watch, not just for the story elements, but I think that Neil Berger did a good job making this a really visually interesting film. And I think Bradley Cooper carries it. I think he could definitely be a lead actor in more movies. He probably has that I haven't seen, but I'm just saying. Overall, I thought it very fun, but a little flawed in the end, a little unsatisfying in the second half. I want to give it a positive score, but I'm like unsure. So when I do that, I kind of lean towards like 3 out of 5 stars, which is a good rating. It's a recommendation. So I guess I'll go for 3 out of 5 stars. Although there are parts like early on where I was like, man, this is at least a 4. Um, but yeah, definitely check it out. It's a fun movie. Another fun movie from early spring that I missed in the theaters. If you did too, check it out. It's on DVD now. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.